Hey everybody, Kyle Goth here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel, and I've got my first reaction to the new film Pearl. Pearl is directed by Ty West and stars Mia Goth. They co-wrote the screenplay together, and it is a prequel to this year's movie X. Apparently this was shot either immediately following X, they kind of like started working on the idea during that production, and this is the first part of now a planned trilogy, I guess, including the third film, Maxine, which is on the way. So, wow, this is a trilogy that came out of nowhere in the last year, and now we've got almost 3 films on the way. So, there was a lot of hype about Pearl. I was a huge fan of X. If you look at my top 10 films of the year so far, X is still on there somewhere. And I still think it probably will be close to my top 10 by the end of the year. I really think that it's a fantastic movie. So, this one I was a little bit nervous because of how much I liked X, and because of the I guess the press coming out of the film festivals is like, believe the hype, Pearl is somehow even better. I don't think I like Pearl as much, but I still think it's a really good little horror movie. You can see that there is kind of that micro horror aspect to it, where it's like we kind of came up with this idea on the fly, knew we had to fight for a little bit of budget to get it, so like you can see there's a smaller scale to the film. I'm really curious because I've watched X twice now, and I'm probably going to go home and watch it a third time and just kind of see how it feels within the context of what I've just seen. But it fits nicely with X. Pearl and X as a twofer fit nicely. I'm hoping Maxine will do the same thing. Mia Goth is someone I became aware of in the movie Nymphomaniac. I think she might be in both parts, or she's at least in part of that film, and she's very good in that film. I really liked her in A Cure for Wellness as well. Not a great movie overall, but I think she was good in it. And then I was blown away by her performance in X. I thought X was fantastic. The role she played in that film was wonderful. So I was very much looking forward to seeing what she would bring to Pearl. One of the things I had an issue with in X, and it was like a small nitpick, was that I wanted to know more about Pearl and Howard. And I feel like this movie gave me that. I feel like it's one of those movies that kind of like takes from the 1910s, 20s, 30s of film styles to create it in the way that X did the same thing in the 70s, and in the way that Maxine is supposed to do with the 80s video craze, if you will. So I really like that West is approaching each one of these films on their own, and then they'll fit cohesively as a kind of a celebration of the film medium over the course of several decades. So it's really cool in that way. The actor that played the projectionist, I really liked him. I didn't catch his name. Pearl's mother and father, both fit for what they were needed to do. They don't have a lot to do in terms of far-right character. This is really Pearl's story. Maybe I would have wished that we would have gotten a little bit more of Howard, and Howard's sister, who is Pearl's best friend. I would have liked to have seen more of their kind of, because I wanted to see the more relationship dynamic that Howard and Pearl have. But for what we got, with Pearl being the central part of the story, is quite good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't think it is as good as the X film that came out earlier this year, but that's part of me too, just like I'm more into the 70s aesthetic that was at play there, so it might just be a me thing. But I think I like X a little bit more than Pearl, but I still think Pearl is a pretty solid little horror movie. That is definitely another horror film to add to the canon of 2022's fantastic slate of horror. Seriously, with movies like X, The Black Phone, Nope, Bodies, 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 Barbarian. I think I'm even missing one. I think I'm missing one in there too. Like, and then looking forward to like Halloween Ends later this year and the Hellraiser movie, and like 2022 has been a stacked year for horror, and Pearl is another addition to that. Have you seen Pearl? Let me know down in the comment section below what you thought about the film. Do you prefer it to X, or are you more of an X fan? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to have the conversation with you, because it's something I can see people loving this one more. I can see people loving X more. So it's kind of that cool thing where they each work on their own, and you can kind of have your preferences there. So let me know what you thought about the film down below, and what's also your favorite Ty West film. I think mine actually currently is X, if not that, at least The Sacrament. So give me those thoughts down below. Make sure to like and subscribe too. There are 2 free ways that you can help support my channel, but also make sure you never miss new episodes of my shows as they come out. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. You can find all my film reviews over at GoatFilmReviews.com. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Almighty Goatman. And you can also check out my show, Kyle and Nick on Film, that I co-host with Nick Plotchuk from the St. Paul Filmcast. We have new episodes Mondays, Thursdays, and Scary Movie Saturdays. We're going to be covering Pearl on a future episodes. Keep your eyes open on that, and we'll see you next time.